Welcome, STEMgineers, to STEM to Stern, the podcast where curiosity meets critical thinking. Join Chauntée and Jake as they discuss STEM topics that spark debate and exploration.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to STEM to Stern. I'm Jake.
And I'm Chauntée.
And today's topic of discussion, if you could travel back in time to a point in history and witness a scientific discovery, which one would it be?
I'm very excited about this one. And I know Jake is actually going to be excited about this one too. But I would pick to go back in time to the beginning of the study of hereditary, like when it came to the pea plants and Mendel.
Yeah.
So Mendel is one for me that I find fascinating because really people didn't support his theory at the very beginning. And then it was like 35 years later that they're like, oh, wait, this is actually a thing. Which I like. But basically what happened is that Mendel was like trying to understand genetics and how we get our genetics from our parents. And like what makes a person or what makes an organism an organism. And so he did the pea plant, which if you've studied hereditary at all, you'll know the pea plant thing. But 10,000 peas that he planted to do this discovery. We're not talking about just like a couple of plants that he was like, let me just mix them. No, 10,000 of them that he used it for.
This is further proof that experimentalists are just better scientists than theorists. I'll admit it.
There it is. But I'm telling you, the thought of him like trying that out and actually discovering, wait, when I mix these two, then this is what happens. And you have these recessive genes that sometimes show up and sometimes don't.
Yeah, if I recall, his whole he contributed hugely to the realm of, genetics and whatnot. But, if I'm not mistaken, he was the guy who really nailed down the idea of like dominant versus recessive genes.
That's exactly what his was. Yep, that was exactly what it was. And people were like, meh. And then we got into the boxes. What was the name of that guy who did the boxes concept? Where you have the...
Oh, like the 2x2 thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That person, I can't remember their name, but when that started to happen, that was like a whole nother step to it. And that took it to the next level. And they really started studying genetics after about, like I said, 30, 35 years. Imagine being that person though, like for Mendel, like, oh, I've come up with this. This is amazing. And there's no one there to truly celebrate with you to the extent you would like to celebrate, which that's how I am when I do something that's like, oh, this is so exciting. And you imagine like bringing it to your parents or bringing it to your sibling or whatever, being like, this is what happened. They're like, okay. That's how it felt, I'm sure. Okay.
I'm sure he was a brilliant guy and like the rest of the people around him like didn't quite get it at first. But like imagine living in a world where we didn't know about the laws of genetics and that means that we wouldn't have like things like gene therapy today and stuff like that.
And honestly, our genetics is so interesting. It's so interesting to study. So I just think it would be fun to be there in that moment when he discovers it, just to give him some like cheering. Because I know it would have been horrible to have to wait that long for people to say, oh, wait, he did have a good discovery there. But 35 years, you guys. So just imagine if you do discover something or you find something that you're like, this is really cool and everyone is kind of about it. Just know that doesn't mean that it can't be something even greater than that.
Exactly.
It can turn into something better.
35 years shows a lot of dedication.
It does. It's a long time to wait.
And science is cool, so it's worth it.
Exactly. So don't give up. If people are frowning on your ideas, don't give up on them because you just never know what it's going to turn into. And we wouldn't fully understand genetics if it weren't for Mendel.
And tell us in the comments what your favorite period in time to travel back to see a scientific discovery. Yeah. Which one would be your favorite?
I would love to know. What is your favorite? Do you have one?
I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it and put it in the comments.
He's going to also comment, and we're holding him to that because I do want to know. Until next time, you guys, keep exploring, keep discovering, and STEMifying the world.
Thanks for tuning in to STEM to Stern. We hope today's episode got you thinking. If you enjoyed the discussion, subscribe and share it with others. And be sure to check out our show notes for free resources and links that go along with today's episode. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring, STEMgineers.